We've got some health back there anyway. Oh dear, what? Oh my goodness. Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish. Today we'll be taking a look at the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection offerings for February 2018. The titles are Knack, Grand Kingdom and Rime. Let's get to it. Knack was a release title for the PS4. It did not do very well review-wise though, sitting at currently 54 Metacritic. For this reason I never bothered to buy it. I am not really that interested in platform type adventure games, and this seemed to be that kind of game. As such, my short play session for this overview was my first time playing the game. As expected, it is very linear. You are funneled through a corridor type path for the most part, with no option to go off anywhere and explore. It is a far cry from a game such as Zelda Breath of the Wild. The story is based on an ongoing war between humans and goblins. Aside from that, a new power source has been discovered in the form of relics. These relics are used to power everything from cars to elevators. Knack is created from a sort of core or mainframe that can connect to and use these relics to increase in size and become stronger. He can also expel the relics and send them into machines or other devices in order to power them. This then shrinks Knack back down to his original size, making him smaller and weaker again. The game seems to use this mechanic a fair bit to allow it to reuse its enemy models and provide a smaller threat as you carry on from area to area. Knack himself has very basic controls, at least in the first hour or so. You can double jump by double tapping X, you attack with square, and you can dodge or side shift with the right thumbstick. On top of this you have special power up type moves, which you earn resources for by smashing up yellow crystals around the map. Once you have a special charged up, you can use it by pressing circle first. The special attacks have three uses. You can press circle a second time to cause a local shockwave, damaging or destroying everything close by in melee range. Next you can press circle followed by square to unleash a hurricane ability that will allow you to move around the area, attacking everything you get close to with the hurricane type attack. Finally, by pressing circle followed by triangle, you will unleash a ranged attack. This basically shoots out relics into the air which can come down and attack multiple enemies at range. The enemies themselves comprise of wildlife and goblins. The wildlife can be anything from beetle type enemies to birds. The goblins also come in multiple sizes. You start off with small goblins that are nimble but can be defeated easily. You then meet larger goblins that look more like ogres. These are a bit tougher to kill and may take 2 to 3 hits depending on your current size and strength of Knack. Each of these enemy types can wield multiple weapons, be it rudimentary clubs, bow and arrows or explosive grenades. Most of the time the tactics to take them down is to simply jump or shift out of the way of their attacks while getting in close enough to attack them yourself. I felt Knack was a little slow to attack and recover from an attack at times. For instance, if you are confronted by 2 ranged enemies, it could be very difficult to attack one and then recover from your attack in time to jump or shift out of the way of the second enemy's attacks. I found that just being as aggressive as you can was often the best way to get the job done, as the AI in the combat did not seem to have any real plan or tactic to it. It's just you learned how to deal with this enemy, so here are 2 of them. Now, here are 2 of them and 1 of the other types, and so on. It did not feel immersive or engaging, the combat just felt boring and repetitive most of the time. The game has 42 trophies to collect, which comprise of 28 bronze, 9 silver, 4 gold and 1 platinum. Bagging them all will also grant you 1,230 points. Overall, the game did not resonate with me. There are far better action adventure types on the market. The Knack growing and shrinking mechanic was not refreshing or exciting enough to make this game stand out or do anything better than any other game. When you think you could be playing the latest Tomb Raider games or Zelda if you owned a Nintendo instead of this, it is easy to see why this game is not worth your time. However, if you do not own a Nintendo and have completed all of the other action adventure games you wish to play, then sure, pick up Knack while it's free and give it a spin. Just don't expect it to blow you away or offer anything fresh. Grand Kingdom is this month's Crossbuy Vita title. The game is kind of a strange tabletop RPG made into a video game. As such, you move your party around a board game type area trying to reach a goal which is often on the opposite side of the board. Along the way there will be enemies patrolling the board. These have set walking patterns. You can either just keep going headlong towards them to trigger a battle, or you can pause or kind of skip your turn to move until they have passed and you can make a safer route to your goal. Often it is best to partake in as many battles as you can at the start of any quest. Doing so will grant you TP. TP can then be used on the playing board to activate special abilities. These can range from many things such as healing your party to warping to certain locations like a treasure chest on the board. This can allow you to skip certain fights or become better prepared for oncoming battles. The combat is very much like an old school turn-based RPG. However, how your party is positioned in the relevance to your enemies and other party members can make all the difference when casting spells or attacking. For instance, if you have a melee character beside an enemy as they have just attacked them, it may not be wise to cast a fire spell with a mage type character. Spells such as the fire spell generally have a wide radius and can also knock the enemy in a certain direction. If your other party member is caught in the fire blast or the enemy is knocked into the character, they will also take damage. If you are on the final battle of the current quest, it may be worth it to damage your own teammates a little if it's going to get the job done and get the battle over quicker. However, at the start of a quest, it is best to try and avoid any unnecessary damage. Each battle in a quest leaves you battle worn for the next one. You do recover some HP at the end of each battle, but it's not a lot. If you have taken heavy damage, you may need to use your healing potions between battles to heal up. These are limited and you may not have that many, so you need to be sparing with them. Also, your characters may have special abilities that have a set amount of charges. If you use them all in the earlier battles, you won't have them in the final battles when they may be more useful. On top of the miniboard game movements and the combat, there is a very extensive RPG element in the game, which you must hire new recruits for your parties or troops. You then need to armour them up with apparel and weapons. On top of this, you must grant them skill points and manage the skill points so that they help them perform their role optimally. The skill points assigned will also dictate what skills they can use in battle. Each character also has special abilities that can be used on the game board, so it's a good idea to check out their skills and stats prior to choosing them to make sure they fit well within your team. The game has 46 trophies to collect. These are comprised from 28 bronze, 15 silver, 2 gold and 1 platinum. Collecting them all will also grant you 1,230 points. Overall, this was a fun little game. I thought it was going to be an old school style RPG such as Final Fantasy V or something like that at first. The board game movement and things surprised me in that respect. As this was the Vita Crossbuy game, I did not want to spend too long on it, and it actually turned out being the one that I played for the longest amount of time this week. It had to be. To get into the nitty gritty and understand the game takes a good few hours at the start. Once you understand all of the aspects though, it does become much easier to micromanage and play. I don't see myself playing it too often on the PlayStation 4 though. I could imagine picking it up for an hour here and there on the Vita to complete a quest every now and then and see where it leads, as it is an interesting game. I think once you understand how the game plays, you should be able to micromanage it here and there, so playing for an hour a week or something like that to get a quest done should be okay. Rime is a 3D puzzle solving game that reminds me of games such as Ico or Eco, not sure how you say that exactly. You start the game as a young boy being washed up on a beach. You are not given any backstory or reason to be, you just are. From there you traverse around the world trying to find out where to go next and what to do. Eventually you meet up with a fox-like creature that sort of guides the way for you. From my brief play session, I did not come across any sort of combat element. The game seems to be mainly centered around puzzle solving and exploration. Your character is able to shout at certain objects, which in turn makes them react and activate. What they do once activated can differ. They can be a timed action, which lifts up a section of the ground or opens a door for a short period of time so that you can quickly climb up or get through the door. Other objects emit a light that activates some sort of switch that may then open a further door, and so on. You also have movable objects which you can grip a hold of and manipulate around the immediate area to use as a stepping stone, a weight or a puzzle piece. On top of following your newfound fox friend around, you often see a shadowy figure in the distance that seems to be wearing a red cape or poncho. This figure also seems to be guiding you towards your main goal. Whenever you are about to get close to them, however, they just disappear. The game has 32 trophies to collect, which are comprised from 14 bronze, 12 silver, 5 gold and 1 platinum. Collecting them all will grant you 1,200 points. Overall, the game seems to be a very relaxing puzzle solver. Its sound design is pretty nice, with some nice music and great thunder and wave sound effects. If you enjoy a slow-paced relaxing puzzle game, then it's worth the download. It's not going to fill you with excitement or adrenaline, but if you are just looking to kick back with something easy to play that has decent visuals and excellent sound, then give Rime a go. That wraps up this month's PlayStation Plus titles overview for Games Done Wrongish. As a new feature to this channel, I am recording my play sessions of the games mentioned and putting them up online in their own videos. They will be linked at the end of this video and in the description below if you want to see more of them. I do, however, only do this for the main PlayStation 4 games, so the Vita Crossbuys won't have a dedicated video for them. Not yet anyway. If that is something you would like to see, then let me know in the comments below and I will try to add those for you in the future. For now though, I hope you enjoy what is on offer and I will see you again next month. If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.